And we are live. What's up, beasties? It's me, it's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of Beast Friends Forever with me. It's me, it's Triple B. We've got fun times up ahead and another author for you to be read. Just remember what your beastie said, and you'll be beast friends forever with me. Woo! We got an awesome show today. I've got an awesome guest, just a fantastic person, first and foremost, someone I've really enjoyed getting to know since I found him on the streets of Booktube and we started chatting. Just an awesome person. He's written a lot of stuff. He's working on a lot of stuff. He's also going to college. He's got a Booktube channel. He's a busy guy, and I'm excited that he made some time to hang out with me today so that we can chat and so that you guys can get to know him. We're going to talk about the things he's already written and published. We're going to talk about what he has planned to do, his channel, and we'll just shoot the breeze. Two guys hanging out with our beasties in the chat. So without further ado, who's here? Oh, there it is. My good friend. Oh, my dog. I got to stop doing that sound effect. My dog always thinks it's my doorbell. But anyway, let me bring him on. My friend, Nathanael Stottlemyer.
Hi.
Hello, hello. Thanks for coming on, man. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
That's good. That's good. Thanks for taking time out. You're in your dorm right now, I'm guessing, right?
Yep, that's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Inside, it looks like we'll say it looks like a prison. They just have cinder blocks there.
I was gonna say it's got that. The walls have that dorm look, or a prison. Yeah, you know. But I'm excited to have you on, man. Let me shout out some people in the chat that are already here with us. Mark's Book Lounge is already here. What's up, Mark? Thanks for being here. Bearded Book Beast channel member. Information on my channel main page if you're interested in joining and being a member. Thanks for being here, Mark. Timothy Janata is here. What's up? Well, you didn't comment first, so we have no proof, Timothy, that you were fast. But Timothy is going to be on the channel soon, so everyone look forward to that. Josh from Already Overbooked is here. What's up, Josh? My new podcast partner on our monthly Booked and Bearded. So check that out if you haven't yet. Our first episode was this past week. Let's see. JR is here. What's up, JR? Thanks for popping in. No problem. We appreciate you making your presence known and for the support, even if you can't stay long. Oh, thanks, Josh. I think he's talking to me. Maybe not. He might be talking to you, Nathaniel. But I did get my hair cut. Thanks for noticing, Josh. My wife still hasn't noticed. It's been days. She usually notices a week later and says, "Did you get your hair cut?" I'm like, yeah, like over a week ago. It's time for a new haircut. But what do you do? Jay Bryden is here from across the pond in Australia. He is a legend. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you, J.A. Let's see. And then Ellen Holmes is here. Congratulations, Ellen, on making into Spiff Bow, by the way. It's fantastic with your awesome book. We're excited for you. We'll be pulling for you. And yeah, hopefully your computer works better than it did last time so that you can hang out with us the whole time. Ooh, here we go. Nathaniel, I linked your channel down in the description, and Josh from Already Overbooked just went and subscribed. You have awesome content, so there you go.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff back.
You do. So yes, everyone in the live chat, thank you for being here. If you're watching this on replay, we appreciate you as well. In the description, I linked Nathaniel's YouTube channel and his X account so you can follow him on his journey because he has an awesome channel. Does not get enough eyes on his channel and enough love. Obviously being in college, you haven't been able to post as much as you want. You're a busy man, but you do deep dives into stuff. A lot of times you talk about short stories and short story collections, which I think is cool because I love short stories and not enough people talk about them. So I love all of your stuff. So, and here we go. Timothy Janata just sub 2. So you already got 2 subscribers. Boom. From hanging out. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So tell me, how's college going, man? Let's start there.
Pretty good. We actually just had this is the end of the first week of my second semester at this college, I transferred. I did a year of community
Yeah.
college. It's doing pretty good. I'm taking a lot of education classes this semester and then finishing up my language requirement. And some of the educations are up pretty high upper divisions, like 300 and 400 levels. So it's a lot of
Nice.
stuff to get started did, but I think when I get a hang of it, I'll have more time. Just to the start, you kind of have to get all the gears rolling.
Oh yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. I think you did it the smart way. I always tell my kids, if they want to go to college, awesome. If they want to do trade, if they want to do whatever, that's fine. But if they go to college, start at community college because you can knock out a lot of those basic classes for a lot less money that you're going to take anyway, and then focus on your stuff after. So I was just going to ask this. Josh beat me to it, but so what are you majoring in?
So my program is the computer arts, the communication arts and literature program, which
Nice.
is the Minnesota state's licensure for high school English teachers. At my college is functionally an education major and an English major, so it's two majors.
Nice. That's awesome, man. So what are you hoping to do when you get done with college? What career path would you like to be in? Obviously, you want to get into writing, but
Yeah,
what is your hope for after once you have the degree? What do you hope to do with it?
high school English teaching, preferably in a
Nice.
private school. Honestly, I'd like to go into a
Yeah.
classical education.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. Well, you are probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. And you're fun to talk to. So I think your students love you when you get done. And I think you're going to be awesome, man. So that's exciting. Very cool. And I agree with Josh. He said awesome as well. And JR is following you on X. So you got another follower on X as well.
Hmm.
Um, Timothy Wolf just popped in here. Awesome indie author and Bearded Book Beast channel member. Thank you for being here, Timothy Wolf. You're fantastic. Have you heard of Timothy's novellas, the with Mute? It's a really cool character. He actually has he's an assassin and he can whisper a word and make everyone not be able to talk, make everybody mute. It's pretty cool.
I have not heard of that. That actually sounds really cool.
Yes,
I need to
yes,
try to get them.
yes. I think see if my arm's long enough to reach them, just so I can show you the cover, because I think you'd like them. They're right here. Oh, here they are. So there's two of them, and they're just novellas, so they're nice and short. But Whisper that replaced God. Oh my gosh, my chair. So this is what happens with my chair sometimes. Every once in a while, it just sinks, and then I fix it, and then I move around, and it does it again. We'll see how many times it does it today. I've tightened all the screws. It just wants me to be much lower, I guess. I don't know, but so I'm proud of you, man. I think that that's awesome what you're doing. You're rocking it at college. Are you feeling good? Like, do you feel like that was the right choice?
With college? Yeah,
Yep.
I think when I was at community college, I was going to go to get a degree to be an IT, get in an IT job, but
Mm-hmm.
after a while, I was like, I'm not exactly sure. And I was like, well, I like English. And then when I started going here, I was going and looking at a lot of like the educational theory stuff, and it's like this is so fascinating. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's really surprising. I kind of knew I was going to like that with cuz I like beforehand I was into the classical education stuff and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, well, but all the education stuff is very fascinating. I do like English better, but it's still really interesting. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to enjoy teaching high
I think you
school.
will too, man. I think you're gonna love it, and you have a passion for writing and literature and everything. So I mean, I think that's perfect for you. And as a teacher, you'll have breaks when students have time off that you can work on your own writing. So it's perfect.
Yeah, that's what I actually didn't really realize that until because I was homeschooled, so I didn't remember
Oh yeah,
100%. I didn't know how everything worked. But then
right.
my one professor was like, and teachers get 3 months off. And it's like, that's 3 months straight I can write.
Heck yeah. Well, yeah, you'll have and plus you'll have a decent long break in, like basically from Thanksgiving, Christmas. They get a long stretch off. Then you got spring break, and then you'll have the summer. So yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome. Very cool. I think that'll be perfect for you. All right, so let's start off and talk about your book. and the things that you have written. I know you said you have it with you, right? That you can show us.
Yeah, I need to reach up
All
and
right,
grab it one
just
second.
snag it real quick.
So it's an anthology that I got a
Yeah,
story placed in. There was a
heck
lot of
yeah,
other ones. It
I
looks
love
really
it.
cool. Here, I'm
It
trying.
does look cool. Look at that. Isn't that cool, guys? Gothic fantasy. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's so
so
cool.
it's from like Flame 2 Press is a publishing house in Britain, which is
Hmm.
funny because like when I signed the contract, I agreed that any copyright disputes is going to go through UK courts,
Uh-huh.
which I just thought that was really funny.
That
But
is
yeah,
funny.
I got a story published in it. I was especially excited because I noticed this call for submissions and I was like, well, I have this robot story. I'll submit it and we'll see what it goes. And even though my story was like 1,000 words over what they were looking
Hmm.
for, they still published it, which either meant they were really desperate or really liked the story.
Oh man, that's so cool. I think they really liked the story. I don't think they were desperate. That's fantastic, man. All right, what is it called? So I can find the link and I'll throw it in the chat and then I'll throw it in the
It's
description so people can
Robots
see it.
Past and Future. It's a short story. It's a pretty cool anthology. I haven't had time to read a ton. There's
Yeah.
some new authors. There's some old authors, and there's my story closer to the back because it's under like S part of the authors. It's not
Oh,
a,
they got it in alphabetical order.
it's in the it's a little bit in the back. I have a book back
Okay,
here.
what's your story called?
K375. If you want, I can send it to you after the chat.
Heck yes, I want it, man.
Yeah, I
I'd
can
love
just
to read all
send
your
you a
stuff.
PDF. It's pretty good. I'm trying to like now since I got the initial one, I could
Hmm.
reprint it places. I haven't really had time to sit down and really think on how I'd want to go about doing that,
Right.
but I've done that. I've also recently the college here has a literary magazine
Uh-huh.
and I joined it, and so if you search up like Inkwell Bethany Lutheran College, it will show
Hmm.
up and you'll get my there'll be a story from me on it.
Oh,
Or
nice.
if you
Okay.
search my name, I think last time it came up, but it's a
Okay.
poem, not a story, it's a poem I wrote. It's kind of inspired of Robert D. Howard did a poem on Hyborian Age. It's kind of like the vibe of like his Conan the Barbarian stories. And it was a
Hmm.
really nice poem. And when I was in a creative writing class in community college, I wrote this story called The Saxon Age, which is that, but like more medieval stuff.
Oh
And it's
yeah.
a very similar story and vibe. And so that poem is published on The Well, which is their online literary magazine of this college.
Oh, that's really cool, man. You got a lot of stuff going on. That's really good. So, I guess let's start. Let's talk about the short story first. So you um, have kind of a love for short stories. You've made some content and videos on it. Is that where you see yourself doing most of your writing, or do you want to write like full length books too?
I want to write full length books. The one reason I like at start I did those I did a bunch of when I started YouTube I did a bunch of like top 5 short stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was partly guided by um out of date writing advice that's like, oh, you totally start with
Oh
short
yeah.
fiction stuff, short
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
And some of that's out of date because honestly the era of like short fiction magazines is dead.
I know
Sadly, I
it
think it's
is.
something that people are trying to bring back and I think it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of benefits to writing short stories. It really narrows down your craft. It makes you have to tighten your craft
Oh
because
yeah.
you have to do things in smaller packages.
Hmm.
And it's a lot easier to get feedback and iterate because you can see a finished product sooner. That sounds like sciencing writing out, but
I know what you mean. Yeah. No, that's very true. Yeah.
and then but it depends on I have a lot of ideas and usually I go idea and see where it fit. And so if I have an idea for a short story, I'll write a short story. But like there's one thing I've been stuck on and it was going to be a short story. It grew into novella length, except
Okay.
now I'm wondering if it needs expanded to a novel and I
Oh
don't exactly
wow.
know. And so it sometimes changes.
Oh
But
yeah.
I do like short stories. I like me a good short story
Oh yeah, me
every so
too.
often.
Nice. Well, I mean that idea, it's there's no reason to put a rush on it, right? Just decide what it needs to be, and you'll make the right choice. Um, so, how many short stories have you written so far?
So let me count. Okay, I did. So we did one, not counting the ones I did when I was very young and I don't remember. I did one, two, three, one, two, three. So we had the Isaac Asimov one. That one was really bad. We had the Dragon's Gem. That one I'm still very happy with. We did the Blight of the Mountain, which is a really, really, really big short story. I don't think
Mhm.
I can sell it to a magazine or something, but
Oh,
I think that's really good. And then I wrote one for an anthology that I knew of, and that one was pretty good. And then I wrote a kind of Halloween one about a Jacko scare for creative writing class, and then I did K375. That's not exactly in the order I wrote them, but it's been
right.
what, six?
That's pretty good. You got enough to make your own anthology already.
Yeah, I'd have to run the math, but I think I
Yeah.
if I made a couple, it would be pretty close.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, That's awesome, man. You got a good start on having some writing samples and things to show people and just experience, right? The more you write, the better you get, the more comfortable you get, you find your voice. So that's fantastic. Something that I loved from the early videos that I found, and you always mentioned it. I don't know if you're still doing it, but you had talked about trying to write a whole novel on an old typewriter. Are you still planning to do that?
Eventually, and it may be that story, it may not be. I do
Hmm.
wanna do that eventually because I actually so when I was really younger, like, I've been writing since 12, 11,
Oh
10.
wow. So you started
Like,
young. That's awesome.
yeah, well, I'm still kinda young, so it's
I know, but I mean, like, as a kid, you even loved writing. That's cool.
yeah, and so I did some on the computer, but my parents weren't the biggest fan of me being on screens all the time, which is really
Mhm.
valid. I'm very strong proponent of screen time for kids. So
Right,
they got
right.
me a typewriter because my handwriting it was and still is just absolutely atrocious. So like the first however many stories I did one about, like, a Viking, like, I did a bunch of research into Vikings, and then I
Mhm.
intentionally wrote the most stereotypical, inaccurate Viking fantasy story ever.
Oh,
Like,
that actually
they had
sounds pretty
the
fun.
horns on their helmets, and, like, the one guy had, like, ant horns because he was a very little Viking,
Oh, man.
and he went on an adventure, and I did the first ones on a typewriter, and I do want to eventually get around to that. My problem is I was homeschooled, and when I wrote, like, I've wrote 12 or 13 novels,
Mhm.
counting different drafts and the short stories, but I got all my schoolwork done by 1 or 2 o'clock, depending on the day, like, you can get a lot more done when you can just do it as fast as you
Oh,
can,
yeah. Mhm.
and, I would write the entire afternoon, and I really can't do that now, and so the way I kinda trained my brain to write isn't really sustainable in the adult world, and I kinda need to not
Learn
relearn
the
to
new
write,
way.
but relearn how to write, because recently, like, with the typewriter story and some other
Mhm.
things, oh, is I'd get going, and then I have a couple assignments, and then I have to put it on hold, and a week later, 1 to 2 weeks later when I pick it up, I'm like, "What was I doing here?" And then I have to go back to the start and read over it again,
Yeah.
out of momentum, and it's frustrating, but
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, yeah, it gets tougher. I mean, when you're a kid, you had school, but you didn't really, especially when you were that age, you didn't have to worry about working really. So you finish your schoolwork and then you could just write or do whatever
yeah,
you needed to do. But then as you get older and you have to worry about college and work and all these other things, like yeah, you kind of have to retrain yourself on how it's going to fit in and how to be consistent with it, right? Do
mhm.
you feel like you're finding or have some ideas for how to do that while you're in college the next, however long?
Um, I haven't really. I know I need to do it. The one thing I've been thinking of is just working on maybe starting trying to outline some stories, so I
That's
kind
a
of
good idea.
already have it thought out because I never
Hmm.
did that. It wasn't exactly discovery writer, but I just
Yeah.
poured a lot of my free time thinking and remembering what I was going to do ahead. And then
Hmm.
and then you kind of lose that when you're like, okay, now I need to write an essay or do 12 assignments, or oh, I need to memorize Greek verb endings or something,
Yeah.
and then kind of lose. My mom's been suggesting like I need to like just make sure I write 10 minutes a day, which is probably a really good idea.
Right.
I just
Right.
haven't had time to start. I
Oh
will
yeah.
eventually this
Well,
semester. That's one of my goals,
okay.
but
That's good. And right now you're also focused on trying to get your degree and get your adult life started. So it's going to happen when it happens, even if you just do a little bit here and there, and then
mhm,
once you get into your teaching job and you get used to that and have that free time when you're off work, and if that's when you hit writing hard, that's okay too. You're a young guy, you got time to figure it out. But
yeah,
just don't wait till you're in your 40s like me and be like, oh, I should have been writing the last 20 years.
yeah,
So just don't do that, Nathaniel. But don't put pressure on yourself either. Enjoy the ride of college and you being young and figuring things out and what you want to do. And
mhm,
if it strikes you to write, right. If you wait a little bit, that's okay too. Don't ever feel like you got to do it now because you got enough on your plate.
yeah. That's for sure. I was going to there's a lot of things that I'm like, maybe I want to try that, maybe I want to try that, but I'm like, let's be a little bit realistic here with the amount of courses and the other stuff you have to do,
Oh yeah.
and you need downtime or else you're gonna explode.
Yes. You got to be human sometimes, right?
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, that's very true. Because sometimes if you overdo it, then yeah, that's not so good either. I agree. Very true. So tell me a little bit about when, and how, and why you decided to start your YouTube channel.
So the reason, honestly, the part of the reason I was doing it is looking through certain the lens of like the publishing industry and some of the stuff more the mainstream. It's like you have to do a lot to even like get noticed, and
Oh
things
yeah.
like you having a giant follower and stuff are things people look for, and it started that way because you see booktubers who eventually like do it, or big YouTubers, and then they sell a lot of books because
Oh
they
yeah.
like self-published. I don't know if you've like watched Shadiversity. His book, like he wrote a book back a while ago and it went like great guns. It was self-published. He still
Okay.
was learning. But another recent one, both in like the sword community, was Jill Barrett. She
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Her book, I was it looks really cool. I haven't had time to read it, but it
Hmm.
went great guns, and I was
Yeah.
like, maybe I need to do something like that. But then when I got it started, firstly, I didn't expect to like YouTube as much as I did for some things, and two, it was like, well, uh, a little bit more of a reality, and like, well, publishing is hard, but so is YouTube to
Hmm.
some point, and you have to,
Oh yeah.
as all everything, you kind of need to just be in it to enjoy yourself
Yeah.
more than anything else. Because I think Sanderson said once, like the most healthy attitude for a writer is, I do want to share my stories, but as much as possible, but you're going to be happy. You need to be happy just if you're only ever going to be the person writing
Yeah.
for it's that long. And I think it's kind of the same thing for YouTube. Like you eventually you just need to be in it for the game of just liking to make the YouTube videos, or else you're going to get disappointed and burn out pretty
Oh
quick.
yeah. 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 It's got to be same both ways, right? Creatively, like writing, you have to just love the joy of writing, of creating story, of being with your characters and getting stuff out there, and not have these lofty expectations you put on yourself. But just like with YouTube, like you said, you got to just love the process, making content, getting it out there. And then, just being happy, even if it's one person or 10 people that read your story or watch your video, people that you get to meet, like you and me, and talk. That's what it's all about. And if you're going to go big, you're going to go big. And if you don't, it can still be life changing. It can still be awesome in
Hmm.
so many other ways. So I think you have the right attitude 100%. And JR says the same thing. It's a labor of love. Yep. You got to love what you're doing. And that's got to be the main focus. Because, like you said, exactly, if you start chasing the algorithm in YouTube, or if you start just trying to write stuff really quick and get it out and try to follow all
Trends.
the experts and trends, yeah, you're not going to write what you want to write, and you're not going to enjoy it. So I agree 100%. That's very sage advice, young man. I like it. I like it. Um, well, that's awesome, dude. So when you started doing your channel, did you did it seems like you just kind of did. I mean, I know you did the short stuff because that originally people said you should start with short stories. But did you feel like you found that what we talked about, like having loving what you're doing and just kind of focused on making videos that you wanted to make and you wanted to see out there, or did you feel like you ever fell into that trap of trying to do what was popular?
Well, I mean, I think eventually I kind of settled like I like watching booktube, but I don't always like making a ton of reviews, and so I kind of
Yeah.
settled like kind of parallel with some of the ones like the Dwarf Fortress one that did like great guns of like what really how really would it work, or like the one I did with my good friend Paul about like
Hmm.
economics. I had a lot of fun with that one
Yeah,
too, for
that was
just like
cool.
kind of related ones. And then like if I have an idea, I'll do an idea. If I won't, I don't. Like since September, I didn't really have an idea until today, and then I just
Yeah.
recorded one.
Heck yeah.
And so like kinda though, if one does really good, like that Dwarf Fortress one did really good, and I was like,
Hmm.
I think I might be making some videos kind of similar to that, just
Oh yeah,
because
man.
you don't chase the algorithm. But
Mm.
it's the same thing with like writing is like if they want a sequel and the first
Yes.
one sold a lot, why not?
Why not? Exactly. Yeah, if you have a video that goes great and you had fun making it, just do more. I know, I agree. Yeah, there's a difference between if your view counts are low and you start chasing other things and making content you don't enjoy versus something goes well and you're like, all right, I'm just going to make as many of these videos as I can till people stop watching them. I mean, that's you cast a wide net at first, but then you see what people like, and if you enjoy it too, like just laser focus in on that. I think that's a great idea. And same with writing, right? If you write something, you write a bunch of stories, start writing your books and people love something, go with that. Yeah, I agree. It's a great way to look at it for sure. Smart man. Um, all right, so it is the weekend right now. So are your weekends pretty clear when you're there? Do you have a lot of homework to do?
It depends on the week. This time, I still have a couple assignments as things I need to get done. And because I'm taking my language requirement this year, like you always need to study for that.
Oh yeah.
But for the most part, I mean, I do have a decent amount of free time.
Oh,
Just
that's
like
good.
it takes a little while to get used to the stuff. So like I foresee in a couple of weeks having a little bit of time on the weekends. Maybe not depending on like whether I hang out way too late one night or
Yeah.
there's a big project due. Though
Yeah.
usually I do a pretty good job of working ahead because I just like doing that.
Smart, smart man. I was always a procrastinator, so don't be like me. I always had grand plans to work ahead and be done and caught up, but somehow the night before something was due always came, and I was like, "Oh man, I got to get that done," and then I'd pull an all nighter. Terrible idea. So don't don't do that. Um, do you so I'm glad you have time because sometimes I know how busy school can be, and when you're living there in the dorms and school is like everything, if you don't have some downtime, like you said, you might go a little stir crazy. So I'm glad that you have some time to do the things you love. Have you made some friends there that you get to hang out with?
Yeah, it's a lot. So actually, my brother he's in his senior year at the same
Oh,
college. So kind
nice.
of inherited in some way a bunch of friends.
Oh, that's awesome. So you know a
So
lot of people then already because of your
yeah,
brother being.
quite a few was we were playing the game at Mao yesterday. If you played that,
I've never heard of that. What is that?
it's like Calvin Ball but with cards. Honestly, that's the
Okay.
best way to explain it. And then you're not allowed to talk about the rules.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really fun. And then stayed up late talking to some people, and then I did some homework and stayed up too late. But
Oh
I wanted to
no.
get it done before this today. So,
Ah, smart, smart. I'm impressed with you, man. You are now. How old are you, Nathaniel? I guess I've never really asked you.
I turned 20 last year.
Okay,
So,
that's what I thought. I thought you were in your 20s, but I couldn't remember if you were 20 or 21. Okay. So yeah, I'm impressed. You have just a an old soul, like a wise soul, and but you're still very young, and I think that's going to serve you very well, my friend. Let's see. Jim just popped in here. What's up? Thanks for
hi.
being here. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with us. Um, okay, so something else I want to ask you about that I think is so cool. So everyone who saw the thumbnail, you had on that knight armor. So tell us about that and some of the cool things you do with that.
So, that's not actually my knight armor. What it
It's
was.
not.
No, it was a while ago. I really like medieval stuff. You couldn't tell, like medieval and
Yeah.
fantasy stuff. So there was a medieval like festival in hometown, like in the hometown where I lived, like
Hmm.
like a year before I was started YouTube, and for the demonstration, the one guy was gonna show how to put on armor, but then he's like, you know what? You're about the same size as me. How about you put on the top half of the armor?
Oh
So
man.
I put on all the armor and it was fun. And so I got a couple pictures. I'm like, you know what? I'll just use that because it's
Oh
pretty
heck
cool.
yeah. That's
I
awesome.
would like a suit of armor, but they're like $10,000.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. Uh that's pretty awesome, man. What did it feel like to be in there? Is it like clunky when you move around in it?
I mean, it's a little limited, but it's not. The one myth is that armor really is very heavy. It
Yeah.
isn't that much heavy. I think I heard someone like a suit of plate armor, the weight, a modern marine is required to carry more in their backpack than
Mm,
a knight has
really?
on his entire body.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, that's
so
crazy.
and it's spread out, so it's even lighter. So it wasn't that bad. Like in summer or something, it might get pretty hot,
Oh yeah. Hmm.
but it wasn't bad. If I had a suit of armor, it would probably be heavy for a while, but once you got a little bit more acclimated to it, and like a medieval knight, they're pretty wiring strong,
Hmm.
so they wouldn't really have a problem wearing one into battle for the most part.
Interesting. I used to love some of those shows on like the History Channel or on YouTube where they would um, talk about like medieval armor or weapons, and they would like try to prove some myths wrong and show like, could you really do this with this weapon, or
Mhm.
could you really do that? I love that kind of stuff. So, man, yeah, that'd be fun if you could get your hands on some stuff and make content about it, like because you're so smart about all that stuff and you have such a passion for it. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool. That's the one YouTube channel, like, aside from the book stuff, Shadiversity or, like, I don't even remember some of the other ones, but, like, the sword community,
Oh
which,
yeah.
uh, they seem to be having a little bit of a rough time with YouTube now because apparently YouTube doesn't like swords.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know, but
That's yeah, a
it's a
bummer.
really fun thing. I like medieval history. I like
Oh
ancient
yeah.
history, and I like
Hmm.
all the stuff and the accuracy of all the stuff. I think someone
Yeah.
just put it in this thing's
Yeah, that was a
accuracy
good
is important. You
that
can
was a good but
do
sometimes big sword is greater than accuracy. That is fair. You can be a lot more accurate with a big sword if you need to be. Oh man. Although I guess a big sword's heavier though, right? You'd have to it take longer to swing it. So if someone's quicker, that might get you. But you
yeah.
definitely trying to hit a target. You're gonna have better luck with a big sword, that's for sure.
Yeah, and
Uh
also the reach. That's the one thing.
yeah,
Like
that's true.
most of the history of weapons is you want to
Yeah.
hit the guy before he can hit you. So reach is kind of nice.
Yeah, that's very true. Now, speaking of reach, something I'm curious about. I've always wanted to look this up and never have, but since you know a lot more about medieval history, was there anything ever like the Buster sword, like that? Those just gigantic, like Final Fantasy sword. Was there ever anything? I mean, obviously not that big, but something just huge like that, or was it
There
just never really practical?
I think they did have some pretty long swords. I'm trying to remember the name of the long swords. Long like
Because that'd be terrifying. Be on a battlefield and see some big hulking guy coming towards you with this sword bigger than you.
so for name for longsword name bigger than longsword. I know. So there's like a they're not as chunky. They're longer.
Right, right.
They
Because
get
if they were
longer. Like
chunky, they would be way too heavy.
yeah. So I think one is the Zue handler or
Okay.
something. That was like a German one, and I think there's some illustrations of even like when armor started to wear like fall out of fashion, they used the longer swords. They were great for crowd control. Another word
Oh,
for
okay.
some of them would be like the Scottish claymore,
Oh
like
yeah. Oh
just
yeah, that's
really
true.
big swords. So yeah, they weren't ever really thick or huge, but they
Yeah,
had
yeah.
longer swords. And some of them, they even had like really, really large ones. If I remember, some of them were
Oh,
just
man.
ornamental. So, like, you'd have a huge sword, like you'd have in a parade, and you'd never actually use
Oh
it.
yeah. You wouldn't
But,
use it on the battlefield. That makes sense. Pretty cool stuff, man.
yeah.
Let me shout out Keys is here. Thanks for being here, my friend. And I hope that you are also having a fantastic weekend. Thanks for being here. Um, I was just looking. I don't know if this is actually a real picture. Let me see if I can share my screen. You tell me if you think this is real or not. Let's see. I always forget how to share my screen on this platform. All right, share. Then I think I have to click it again. Let's see if we can move this to the middle and make it spotlight. There we go. You think that's real?
I would say yeah, that size, depending on how big the guy is,
Man.
that looks like it. Because with a bigger sword, you'd have a bigger
Yeah.
handle. Because then you can have like one closer and one further, and you'd get more leverage to turn it.
Oh man. Yeah, that's true. That would be crazy. That thing is huge. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I like that. All right, let me get this out of here. Okay. I
Now I'm
hit
here.
remove. I know I removed the thing and it got rid of you too. All right, you're back. Can everyone see me and Nathaniel? Just someone just say yes because one time I can't remember who I was talking to, but I shared the screen like that and I got rid of it, but I didn't stop sharing the screen and it ended up being for half of our chat. It was just a circle of like my logo. Okay, good. JR says we're good. And I didn't notice till later that we weren't even showing up. All right. Thank you, JR, for letting me know. All right, so take me back. We talked about how you started writing when you were young, but what were some of like the books and things that got you into fantasy and history and medieval stuff? Let me know.
So, when I was very, very young, I remember my dad was reading aloud The Hobbit. He read aloud The Hobbit. I don't remember how old I was, but that was very, very back in my distant memory. And then after that, he started going through the Chronicles of Narnia. And then after
Nice.
that, I kind of was just entranced with it. I went through I after a while I read like all the myths and fairy tales I could get my hands on, and then children's books. I reread The Hobbit when I was older, Lord of the Rings, Chronicles of Narnia, some other stuff, and then it kind of like stagnated because our library didn't have a ton, and
Hmm.
I didn't exactly know where to look for them. I mean, like we every so often, like we'd go to thrift stores or other
Mm-hmm.
stuff and pick up books, but we weren't really a big new book
Yeah.
buyer, and
Mm-hmm.
especially like in new bookstores. We'd get some online, but like it was kind of hard. You, it's kind of hard online to just find books,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and so like I think Ranger's Apprentice, if you've heard of that,
Heck yeah. Yeah.
Redwall, that one,
Oh,
Redwall's
Redwall. I
one of
know
the
we both love Redwall. Oh,
best.
did you ever finish all the way through Redwall?
I've read them multiple
Oh
times,
man,
maybe not all at once.
I think the last one I read was Outcast of Redwall. So I think there's a few more I still haven't read, so I got to
I
get
think
on
he
it.
did 21 or
Yeah.
22,
Yeah,
and,
and I think I
like,
only read like 15 of them or something.
they
So
get
I got to get
better as they go on. There's a couple
Oh yeah.
exceptions I don't like, But
Okay.
like Redwall is kind of the worst. I think Mossflower is way better than like the
Hmm.
next set, and then they just progressively get better and better and better and
Oh,
better.
so good.
You should like really
Yes, I
read these.
gotta find them. I think I have the first 15 up to where I stopped for when I was younger. I need to see if I can find the other ones. I'm sure they're out there somewhere.
Yeah, and that's actually the one series that like got some of my younger siblings really into reading. It's like
Nice.
Redwall, furry animals, medieval wet fighting, and they're
Yeah.
just like really good stories. My younger brother,
Yes.
that's how he got like most kids when they're reading, I've noticed, learn to read. If there's usually they just need one good series to just go click, and then
Yep.
they're like, "Oh, I absolutely love this." And then it helps when it's an easier one like Redwall or something where they're not really struggling. They can just pound through a ton of them and kind of like
Oh
it's
yeah.
kind of like in the start of a video game where you have all the low level enemies and you just kill a bunch of them to level up high enough with
Yeah.
your reading. It's like that.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, and I love how they're all like they're kind of standalone, but they all connect still. They have like an overarching timeline, where
Yeah.
it's
And
pretty
there's
cool to see like some young, inexperienced character in one, and then in the next, you're forward 20 years or whatever, and they're a parent and they're more mature and they're a warrior, and now their kid is like the main character. It's just cool how he did that throughout the whole series. I love it.
yeah, it keeps going. Like towards the end, they kind of get a little more standalone,
Yeah.
but there are still some interactions and like trying to like reason out the timeline that also is really fun.
Oh yeah, that's a little yeah.
I think that Redwall is a undersung
Oh,
one.
I
Like
agree.
everybody's heard of it, but like it's really, really good. Like
It
the
is.
the how smart Brian Jakes is. Like
Oh,
he's an example I would say of like a working guy's author. Like he didn't have
oh
very
yeah.
big education. Him like
Mhm.
Louis L'Amour, those guys are so cool to
Oh
like
yeah.
hear their stories and how they got into writing.
Oh yeah. So cool. I know. I need to look up some more about like if he did interviews or anything like that. I don't think I've ever really seen him actually talk. So,
Brian
and
Jakes,
he's one of my yeah, he's one of my favorite authors ever. So
I think
I
he
definitely need to look that up.
unfortunately like passed away in
Yeah,
2012.
he did. Yeah,
He
that was
did
a
have
bummer.
some interviews off and
Yeah.
on. He had like a radio station.
Oh, he
He was
did.
a radio person. I kind of want
I
to
didn't
watch
know that.
to see what he
Yeah,
did there.
me
He was
too.
a
That's kind of
doctor,
cool.
a milkman, a ton of things.
That's pretty cool. I did not know that. Mysterious Moss, thanks for being here. Said Redwall books are some of the best. Yes, I
Oh,
agree.
I know that guy. He's from my college. Yeah,
Well,
he's
there
the
you
night
go.
librarian.
Oh,
So I
very
get to hang out
nice.
with him a lot. I work at the
Well,
library too.
that's cool. Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for keeping an eye on our buddy Nathaniel there. That's awesome. Um, and then I had to shout out Timothy here real quick. Thanks for saying we're both lovely. And yeah, I appreciate that, man. I actually have been trying to grow it out, and I just want it to go straight back, but my hair is just wavy and crazy, so I just decided to embrace this. This is what it does. So I just let it do its thing. So I appreciate that,
Yeah,
my friend.
my brother, younger than me. I have
Yeah.
lots of siblings. His
Hmm.
hair is really thick and it goes just straight up constantly. Like he'll
Yep.
get really big and it'll like just stick out. I'm kind of a little less. Mine is it's kind of thinner than the rest of my family, and so I've been mistaken for being way older than I am. I'm like, I'm I'm younger than my brother. Like at the first job I went, and everyone's like, "What? I thought you would be like 5 years older." I'm like, "No, I'm younger."
Oh man, I know. Isn't it funny how you can all come from the same parents, same family tree, but everything sometimes can be so different. It's
Yeah.
just so funny. I know my brother, he is older, but I'm not tall or anything, but I'm like average height, and my brother is older than me, but he's really short, and he has like really thinning hair, so he had to like shave his head. He's got just a bald head, and it's just funny that it's just we come from the same parents, but he's much shorter than me, even though he's older, and he has no hair. So it's wild. Um, Jim said John Gwynn's "Faithful and the Fallen." Anyone? I still need to read that. Have you read
I
that
no,
series
I
yet?
haven't. I'm still
Oh, we
kind of
gotta.
out of the loop. Like, uh, I after going back into getting into like the fantasy as a kid,
Hmm.
like I read Wheel of Time, got into Sanderson, and then started going back and reading like when my YouTube started. I started going through my papa's old. He has a ton of like boxes of old like 80s
Oh,
fantasy.
heck
There's a
yeah,
lot of
man.
good stuff there. There's probably some bad stuff in there.
Oh yeah.
Just read everything, and I think
With
a lot of
everything.
it's going to be fun to go through sometime. That's another
Oh
series
man.
YouTube videos that I would
Yes,
like to do, but more
you
modern
should.
stuff, it's kind
Yeah.
of been limited because, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm college, I can't just casually buy books.
Right. No, no. You're a college student. You can't be buying new books. Oh, especially nowadays, new books are like $30 when they first come out, and then all of a sudden 2 months later, they're like $10 on Amazon, and it's like, ah. So it's like, yeah, I'm trying to like change my way of thinking and just go to the library more if there's a new book I want. But man, I do love covers, like book
Yeah.
covers, especially nowadays, and in the '80s. Like talk about some cool fantasy covers. That's pretty fun to look through those '80s books. I'm sure they had some banger covers back then. What's the coolest one you found so far, or have you not had time to look through?
I think honestly, like, the Wheel of Time covers are pretty good. I
Mm,
like the Stormlight Archive
I
covers
agree.
too.
Yes. Hmm.
There was one, I don't have a picture of it, but it's like it's the series that downstairs, and it's like these kinda cartoony medieval stuff. And, like, there's this otter in all the ones, and, like, there's one, like, he's in a bed, and he's, like, winking, and, like, he's trying to hide or something. I'm like, "What is this story? What
Oh
is
my
this?"
gosh. I need you to find that later and take a picture of it and
Yeah,
send it to me.
it's back at, the house.
At your house, yeah. But whenever you're home again, try to
I'll
remember because I
remember.
kind of want to see that now. That sounds wild. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, the some of the old covers you find are just very interesting. Oh, that's awesome, man. Okay, well, okay, so let me get back to what you're talking about. I kind of we went off the rails because I started talking about Redwall and other things, but so you were talking about some books that got you into fantasy and medieval stuff. So you mentioned Redwall. I don't know if you can get your brain back to where you were because I
Yeah, it was
really
like
moved us over way over here.
Redwall, Ranger's Apprentice,
Hmm.
and then, like, I just read a lot of medieval history and stuff, and that kind of progressed, like, some of that stuff until my brother one day brought, until, I finally and then, like, Aragon, if you've read Aragon, like, The
Oh yeah.
Dragonlance by Christopher
Hmm.
Paolini, and
Yeah.
then after a while, I was like, I don't even remember how old, like 15 or 16. I
Hmm.
read The Wheel of Time, and then after that, he went to a different library for a little while because our library where we live is pretty small. It's
Hmm.
nothing, no knock on them. You can only
Yeah.
have so much. Like they had some fantasy in the children's section. Luck Uglies, that's a really good book series. Like I'm upset that it's out of pub print, but
Mm.
there's some, but not a lot. And then my brother brought back Mistborn. I was like, "Hey, this is the Brandon Sanderson guy that um finished Wheel of Time. I wonder what his stuff's like." And then I read the stuff. I watched some of his videos and did some more research, and that kind of was the thing that launched me into like
Oh yeah.
more mainstream and YouTube and all of that stuff.
Yep, that'll do it. He transcends, that's for sure. So you read Stormlight? Did you read Mistborn too?
I've read Mistborn. I've read everything except the late I
Oh man, that's
his
awesome.
superhero YA series
Hmm.
and his the latest Isles of the Emberdark, like Secret
Oh
Project.
yeah.
That's the only one I haven't read.
Oh nice. So what did you think of Wind and Truth?
I thought so when he originally was pitching
Hmm.
Stormlight Archive, it was this standalone epic fantasy. Like if you like
Hmm.
Wheel of Time, if you like this, you can sit down and read this, and it's like everything's standalone. And then maybe he kind of changed his mind a little bit, but he finished the end of the first arc of the Stormlight Archive. Like you sit down and you read the last book, and you're like, this is an awful ending of Stormlight Archive. It's a
Hmm.
good Cosmere ending of a good ending for a Cosmere story, but it was not a good ending for, in my opinion, for like if it's going to be 20 years, it's just a kind of me like ending. You don't really get anything. Like if you're interested in the Cosmere and you pay attention to the stuff, you get a lot of stuff, and like then like you realize, because I sat there, it took me 2 hours. Like, oh my goodness, that's what's happening. Because it's like major shifts in the entire universe. Not to
Oh
get too
man. Well,
changing,
don't
but
don't spoil anything because I've actually only read I read Mistborn Era 1, I read Elantris, I read Warbreaker, and I read uh, Way of Kings. That's all I've read of his. So I got a lot of catching up to do.
yeah.
But
But
I was interested because it's been so mixed on Win and Truth. People
I
either
also
love
like.
it or they don't like it.
I think he was a little like a little bloaty.
Yeah, that's. I mean, the books are so big. There's no
I
way they can't
know,
cut some
but
out.
there was like some things that's like, okay, we're sitting here for a little bit too long. This is
Yeah.
taking a little bit too long. And like when I got done with it, I'm like, the ending was good. If you like Cosmere, the beginning
Mhm.
was kind of good, but like what happened there in the middle? Like
Just too much fluff.
too much fluff. I don't know. I think someone needed to be a little bit more stricter with his editing. Some other things people had problems with weren't that big of a problem for me, but those were the big ones. It was just I really liked the tutor rambles take
Mhm.
on it. I found like if you wanted like a big one when you're done reading, me and I watched theirs. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much how I felt with some, not go into too much spoilers, but
Oh
that's
yeah.
pretty much it. But it's still worth reading, and if you're into the Cosmere, it's
Right.
really good. But if you're expecting like, you know what, I really don't want to deal with like an MCU level of trying to keep track of a billion magic
Yeah.
systems and a billion things, and I just want a nice short thing, maybe
It's
pick
not.
up another epic fantasy series.
Maybe don't do that one. That's fair. That's fair. Keys had asked because he wasn't here in the beginning if you had your own channel. So yes, and JR helped us out and put it on there. So I'll make sure it's in the description. But yes, he has an awesome channel. So definitely go give him a follow, Keys. So yeah. So what would you say based on all your reading you've done? Like what are like let's say I won't make you just pick one, but what would you say are like two or three of your favorite books or series you've read?
So I really like the Wax and Wayne Mistborn
Oh yeah.
series. I like so in the realm of fantasy it's that Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit go without saying. Like
Oh yeah. Of
goes
course.
without saying. Redwall, the Luck
Hmm.
Ugly series,
I gotta write
and
that one down. What is it called?
The Luck Uglies by Paul Durham.
I've
He
never heard of it.
yeah, he it's a middle grade series, but like it's the best. Like it's along with being a stuff, it's a textbook of how I think you should write a middle grade.
Mm,
And as I have 5 younger siblings, and I was one of the people that was in charge of like, I don't know, is this book good for? Do you think the kids
right.
can read it? Like I did that, like textbook example. Like I'm not the biggest fan with middle grades when they don't really respect the parents a lot or like
Oh
have
yeah.
them be dead to weight. It's
Yeah.
not in that. It's a really good. It's exciting. It's not lame. It's really good fantasy. It's out of print. You can still get it. My mom managed to get me signed copies of the first two.
Oh no way. That's cool.
Yeah,
What a good mom. That's awesome. So I guess I'll type it in here. It's called. You said it's called
The
Luck
Luck
and
Uglies.
the Luck Uglies.
Yeah, by Paul Durham.
That's what I thought you said. Okay, the Luck Uglies by Paul Durham. Bam. There we go.
Yeah, I think I do have a YouTube video on it. It's a really short one and very gushy, but like you can
Well,
go and
yeah, when you love it, it should be gushy.
yeah. That's one. If I had a ton of money, I would make a special edition, like like Brandon Sanderson leather bound edition, like
Oh, nice.
crazy special editions.
Like
I'd
an
do it for
omnibus.
them. They're just so good.
Oh man, I'll have to check that one out. That's cool. Awesome. Okay, so those are your favorites. Very nice. What about like movies, TV shows? What are some of your favorites?
I didn't. So, uh, the one thing is like with my TV, it's
Mhm.
gone like because there was a lot of younger kids. Like you'd have to watch something that the younger kids could watch. most of the time.
Oh yeah, that's true. When you
This
have
is
that
going
many
to
siblings.
I've watched like Star Trek. I've watched most of the original series and Next Generation and some of
Nice.
DS9. I like that. I like Doctor Who.
Oh
My dad's
yeah.
a big Doctor Who fan. I've read a lot of like the Target novelizations of like the
Oh yeah.
first 5 or 6 Doctors. So that,
Okay.
and then I've seen quite a bit of the new Who stuff up to like the Disney stuff, and I haven't seen that at all. But and then I've seen then Bluey. That's silly, but it's really good. I maintain the a Bluey
I do.
episode
I agree.
has the most important writing rule ever. Have you seen like the Unicorse episode?
Ooh, I don't think I did.
It's on
Yeah.
YouTube. You watch
Okay.
it, and it has the number one. I call it the Unicorse rule for writing.
Uh huh.
It's great. It's like the only thing. And what's in there was is there another series I've seen? I think that's pretty much with like movies and stuff. I've seen Star Wars. I've seen Indiana
Oh yeah.
Jones,
Oh, all the classics.
the
Nice. Okay.
classics, Lord of the Rings, that stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Um, so, what about have you been able to see any like movies or shows with medieval stuff? I mean, I guess Lord of the Rings kind of a little
Lord
fantastic,
of the
but
Rings. I mean, I've seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but
yes. Oh man, that's one of my
kind of
favorite
counts.
movies. I love that movie.
Not a ton, really. Our family is more a reader than a watcher.
Yeah, that's
Watching,
awesome. I think that's really cool, man.
yeah. People don't believe me when I say like, our house probably had more books than the college's library, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "We get a lot of books."
That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. I think you were raised up right, man. You came out pretty good. I think that your parents did a good job. How many siblings do you have altogether?
There's 7 of us.
Counting you, there's seven.
Yes.
Okay, so you have five younger. So that means you're like the second
Yeah, I'm
oldest.
the second oldest.
Okay, nice, very cool. Do your how old is your next oldest sibling?
So, I think he's 18. Yeah, I
Okay,
think he's
you think
18.
he's gonna go to the college you and your brother went to also?
No, because I think he's looking into getting areas like engineering and airplane flying.
Oh,
He got a scholarship and he's getting his student license.
wow.
It's really not student like private license. So like
Yeah.
he's been flying
Wow.
like every single like time I call home. He's
Dang.
been going like 3 or 4 times a week to go fly, and
Good
it's
for
getting
him.
paid for by the scholarship because he's with
Wow.
like this one like
Y-
airplane club. It's so cool.
That is cool. Are you scared of heights or anything? Like I feel like I think that sounds cool, but I also have a thing with heights. So I feel like if I was flying my own plane, I'd pass out or something.
I I've never been like flying on an airplane before,
Like
so
even just like a regular, like going
nope,
somewhere.
never been.
Yeah,
It's kind of
that's
expensive when you have a
it
family of
is very
9 to
expensive.
go fly
Yeah.
somewhere. So
I
I haven't ever flown. Sometimes I get scared of heights, sometimes I don't. It depends on if I overthink things and I think I'm
oh
going to
yeah.
fall, but
Yeah.
usually it's kinda nice, but
Yeah.
he's not scared at all.
Apparently not. That's pretty awesome. But hey, I was the same way. I the first airplane I ever went on, I was gosh, how old was I? I went to my friend had moved out west and he got married and I was in his wedding, so I had to fly out there. And I think I was it was after I had gotten married and had my first two kids. So I think I was like mid 20s, like 26, 27, the first time I went on a plane. So hey, it happens. No, yeah, my family was the same. We drove everywhere. We never went out of the country. When I was growing up, we went on trips, but we would drive. So yeah, I never was in a plane either until that age. So that's probably why I have a fear of heights because my whole life I was not used to it. But I've been on
Yeah.
a plane quite a few times now, and I'm okay. But
Yeah, I'm sure sometime I'll fly on a plane. I'm like, mom's like, maybe fly home over spring break. I'm like,
Mhm.
I think I might stay here because I don't not sure I want to try to navigate all that stuff by myself without someone else
Oh
helping.
yeah, especially the first time. Yeah,
Yeah.
you would figure it out. You're smart, but there's no point to. I mean, unless you decide you want to. But yeah. So do they let people stay there? Did you go home for Christmas?
Yeah, we went home for Christmas.
Okay,
Me and
because
my
that's a
brother.
longer break. They probably don't let. Do they let kids stay there during
Yeah,
Christmas?
they
Or-
do. I think they charge a little bit of money, but
Oh,
they're
okay.
pretty flexible. Like I had to come early
Yeah.
because back early because my brother is in the musical they're having for the spring, and I went and just talked to the dean, and he's like, "No, you won't have to pay for it. Like it's not that. I'm not going to make you pay for it if your brother has to come a couple days early." They're really
Oh, yeah.
nice at the college.
That's
Um,
awesome, man.
it's a really great place.
I'm glad that you're at a good place like that. That's fantastic. um, what about now? I'm curious. Did you ever get to a chance to really play video games much with all those siblings?
Yeah, we did do video games. Uh, the funny thing is, for the first start, it was just as much like retro games because
Oh yeah.
my dad is a big Mac family, and they have
Okay.
this uh a whole. There might be some problems with the chat, but there,
Yeah. That bot comes in all the time. I just blocked him.
but the apples have this really funny tendency to like just stick around forever. So like old 90s games, those were some of the ones we played like when we were younger. It was like Reader Rabbit, or like things you'd play growing up in like the 90s or the
Oh
early
yeah.
2000s. And then we had a PlayStation 2, a Wii. Like everybody in our age, it's like if you didn't
Yeah.
have a Wii,
Oh
it's
yeah.
a little weird. But
Yeah.
no knock on anybody that doesn't, but it's like everybody had a Wii.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then PlayStation 3, we played Minecraft on that. We
Oh
started playing
yeah.
some other games. I got it into PC gaming when we got a copy of Portal 2 for the PlayStation 3.
Oh, Portal. Oh man.
And then uh we got we got that, and then I bought the board games. They made a Portal board game, and I got a free copy of Portal 2 on Steam. And after that, I've been playing some Steam games. I liked Shovel Knight. I've gotten into Fallout recently. I still haven't beat New Vegas, but that's the one I got and I'm working
Oh
on.
yeah. Nice. Nice. Oh yeah. The Fallout games are awesome. New Vegas was a really good one for sure. I
Yeah,
like
a
that
lot
one.
of people say like it's crashes and stuff. I haven't had any crashing at
That's
all.
good. That's good. Yeah, gosh, I don't know. I played that game so long ago. I don't remember if I had problems with it crashing or not. I probably did, but I probably got used to it. Very cool, man. Well, it is. We've been over an hour already, so we'll probably wrap things up here. But before I go into my ending spiel, I just want to say thank you so much, man, for hanging out. This was a
Thank you
blast.
for having me on. This
Of
was really fun.
course, it was, and you're welcome back anytime. Uh, you want to come on if you have a story or a book come out, or if you just want to come on, hang out, and talk about anything. Just let me know, and I'd love to have you back on. But I'll give you the floor if you want to shout out anything or say anything before we go.
Yeah, one other thing I've been thinking of, I might invite you over to my channel if I come up with a
Yeah.
video idea, kind of like the one I did with my friends. Let me see. Well, I have my YouTube and my Twitter. I kind of post on those. YouTube not so often. Twitter sometimes. It's just the one I do have an Instagram too, but I don't. I check Twitter sometimes, and I sometimes make funny comments there, or like I will take a picture of a book or something. I'm pretty light on the social media stuff, but if anybody wants some books, I got from my siblings. So there's this person who went to the college, and she's kind of moved off, but Grace McPherson, she wrote a book. She's a self-published author,
Hmm.
and I bought one for my siblings over Christmas, and they really ended up really liking it. A new one, I think it's The King's Sword by Grace McPherson's. It's a children's one, but
Okay.
I've heard good things about her. I actually won a giant giveaway of like a bunch of authors that she was in, so I have a
Oh,
copy
wow,
here,
that's
and I'm
cool.
going to read it. But
Nice.
we've she se- sh- just I like highlighting some people if I think they
Yeah.
do something cool. So I mean, you can buy this book if you want, anybody, but if you
Yeah.
want to buy more books, I've heard good things about hers. Recently, another one, another friend I know at college, from college, has a brother who wrote a book.
Oh wow,
His
cool.
name's Jeremy Abrahamson. It was also self-published. It's a little bit rougher, but the lore in it was really good. If you can
Nice.
read past quite a few typos, to be a little bit blunt, it was
Yeah.
also a good book. And if you just want to pick some up,
Okay, very cool. And your friend Mysterious Moss said they second that book by Grace McPherson is excellent. So there you go. Awesome. So I will make sure to link your book in the description down below, and I'll make sure it's all in there. I tried to do it during our stream, and all of a sudden I got an error message, and then I was worried it was going to mess up our stream, so I stopped. But I'll do it right after we get done. Nicole's Bookish Nook just popped in. Thanks for coming in to boop the like button. We appreciate you.
ooh,
And
lunch date. Good luck with that.
I know, I know.
It's pretty
Uh,
exciting.
so yeah, man, thanks for hanging out. This has been fun. And like I said, you can come back anytime, and we'll
Yes,
keep
yes.
chatting, of course. Keep me posted on how everything's going at college and how the writing's going. Don't forget to send me your short story. I want to read
Yeah,
it.
I'll do that
Um,
right after this is done.
Sweet. And then yeah, I'm gonna try to grab that collection too. It's a really cool looking collection, man. I like that.
Yeah,
That's awesome. And who doesn't love robots? Come on
yeah,
and thank you, JA. It was a great chat. We appreciate you, my friend. Thanks,
yeah.
everybody in the live chat. Thanks for being here. If you're on replay, thank you as well. We'll let you guys all get back to your Saturday, or whenever you're watching this. But I'll be back for more of Beast Friends Forever next week. So keep an eye out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And until I do, as I always say, divide your TBRs. Be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. We'll see you,
Bye.
everybody.